that comes on. I feel like there's so many working pieces to this, like 5 different steps I gotta do. All right, come out of it. All right, grab a drink. We're gonna go into our strength portion. I'm gonna make sure that I get this going for them. How about now? This silly thing. Let me know if you can hear it now. I think I fixed the problem, I hope. Well, then we just lost somebody. Ugh, I don't know. All right, we are gonna take one weight if you choose. You do not have to use a weight. This is a choice. Let me show you it first. So you can keep your chair here for support. I would turn sideways because that will be easier. So you're gonna come into that parallel stance. You can take your toes up to the side a little bit. This weight is gonna come down to that squat, and then if you choose, lift it up. So it's like a kettlebell swing. Have you done those? Maybe way a long time ago, I know. We don't have kettlebells, but we have these. So you don't have to use the weight and you don't have to go super deep. But when you come down, keep that chest lifted as much as possible. And still like a normal squat, you're keeping the weight in your heels. Beautiful. So you can make sure you can wiggle those toes. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Keep going. Nice job. Let's do 5 more. Really good for our whole body here. Shoulders, ab, really inhale as you go down. 2 more. Nice job. Last one. Beautiful. How'd that feel? Good. Get nice, our heart rate up. All right. Well, you're gonna grab our weights and know that you can always sit, but I feel like this group always likes to just stand and get to it, and I get that, I appreciate that. So we're gonna go into our punches. Forward. Nice job. Beautiful. Just punching it out. We lost somebody, so hopefully they can hear me. Punch, punch. Beautiful. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we shake it out if we need to. So this is your option, and we did this in our warm-up, remember? So you can punch side to side, and you can kind of turn that foot and pivot, or you can stay nice and center for that balance. As well as you don't have to have weights to do this. Beautiful. Of course, the faster you go, the more that heart rate's gonna pick up. So take it at your speed. There's no right answer. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, we got our ceiling ones. We got to keep our shoulders all together. So remember, you can take them more in front of you. And we're going to add something fun today if you want to try it. So you can step back, back. Just to keep that cardio with our weights. You don't have to do this. You can stay right here. Breathe. Pull that core. Make sure it's there to support you. 5. This one makes your heart rate go up a lot faster than the other ones, huh? I'm like, I'm already breathing hard. 3, 2, and 1. I don't know what's about the back. I was like, woo, I'm tired. Nice job. Way to work. Take a drink. Take a moment here.
I can feel the humidity.
Now we have nobody. I do not know what's going on. I know I can feel the humidity.
Arthritis down here, and so those exercises when I first started really hurts. Are they better now? Yeah, because I stopped.
Well, hopefully it's going to help work out the kinks too. So we don't want to sit still. That's. Whew.
Yeah, my opinion with arthritis is
it
hurts at first, but the more movement you have, that's why I'm constant.
Yes, I have a friend who has rheumatoid arthritis, and she's young in my opinion to have rheumatoid. She's 35.
Yeah.
And she calls me for advice, and I said, move, get to yoga. Well, yoga hurts. It's gonna. I'm not saying it's not gonna hurt, but if you don't do it at all, I said, you're actually strengthening your wrist, because that's where she has it the most, is in her hands. Yeah. I said, but getting down and doing yoga stretches, you're not gonna be able to do the crazy strong stuff, but get there and get moving. Instead of not doing anything, I'm like, you're just making those, it's gonna be when you get older, it's going to be even worse and you're only 35. So I'm like, let's not do that, right? I know. All right, we're going to do our tickety-tock legs here, which is what I love. So we're going to stand to the side here. Let's just warm up our feet to start though. So squeezing at the top here. Beautiful. If you want to rock a little back on your toes or your heels, I mean, you can. Whatever feels good for you this morning. I know, I kind of like the rocking.
She does.
Tai Chi.
Really?
20 years of Tai Chi.
Yeah?
I heard I cheat.
I cheat. Yeah. Well, that's why I teach bar. I'm really passionate about bar for all ages because of that right there. It helps us, it's going to keep you more balanced as you age than if you're not doing those things, which is funny because bar is like a new concept in the States, but it's actually been happening since the 60s.
What do you say? What is it?
Bar. I guess in overseas they call it barre, like in London and stuff. So it's basically, people get scared that it's ballet. You can come down. It has ballet movements, but not like a dancer. So I'm not classically trained. No. But it does have, we use a ballet bar and we do some like positioning, first, second, plie, like we releve, come up on your feet. But it's been, I have a girl in my class that when she started, she was basically the epitome of just a really tiny person, but no muscle tonality. Her body in the last year is, and last night she was at class and she had her leg behind and she came up releve and I was like, your body looks like a dancer. Like she was able to get clear up on her toes, and when she started, you know, she could barely lift her heel. So you're just really increasing all those tiny, tiny little muscles that we don't often use. So then it strengthens. Because you think about working out nowadays, what do we work? We work all the big muscles. Even when I was young, what did we work? Quads, biceps, you know, we weren't doing tiny little hip flexors and we weren't doing releve and feet stuff. Like maybe my feet wouldn't be such an issue had we done all that stuff. So we're gonna take it to the side here and we're just gonna lift. So you might have to push away from your chair just a little bit. So you really wanna get into this standing leg. So bend it. Don't worry about getting all the way up high. I want you to think about more staying straight with your spine, and you're really squeezing, and that chair's there to support you if you need it. Beautiful. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sometimes shaking it out feels good because your feet start to talk to you. Yeah, all of our participants went bye-bye. I do not know what's happening. Maybe they couldn't get on. I feel like it was working after okay, we're just gonna switch that side here. So nice bend in this strong standing leg as you go to the side. And knowing that you can take your arm off the chair. Sometimes putting it on your hip helps keep you stabilized. Breathe. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, we're gonna grab both of our weights here. Keep that chair close if you want it for stability. So we're gonna take our weights and do some biceps here. So just start standing, and I swing a lot because that's just what I do. But you can just stay nice and tall. You don't have to move around. Concentrating on that bicep. Nice job. Breathing into it. Oh, now we have one person back. All right. Breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice form, everybody. Really concentrating on not letting the arms just fall. We want to concentrate on slowly lowering them, creating that resistance on the way down and the way up. Nice job. Beautiful. Now maybe we add some movement, right? Keep that heart rate up a little bit. So our feet are in parallel, but this time maybe take them a little wider. Okay, so this is what we call in bar a plie. Now I don't want you to think about going super low. That's not where we're going. But our knees are gonna make sure that they're over the middle of our feet rather than front. And why we do that is to protect our knees. So sometimes you might have to come in a little closer so you can get those knees back. Sometimes you have to go a little wider, it depends on your hips. And you're just gonna add a little lift and a little lower with those biceps. Beautiful. Taking it as slow as you need to because we don't want anyone to fall. And you want to keep, nice, beautiful, keep that chest nice and lifted just like everyone's doing, yes. We don't want to ever sink down. We want to keep it nice and tall. Lengthening, beautiful, keep going. 5, 3. We're going to hold it low, this is the worst part. 2, and 1, hold it low. Reach those weights out lower though, we're still working the biceps. So we're pulling them forward, pushing them back. And we're staying in this little pile, I can't even talk. Thank you, squat. Said it once, right? And then I messed it all up. Feels like a Monday. Okay, there we go, reach. Inhale out, exhale pull. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. I know, that one's hard, I know. Shake it out, shake it out. It's good. When we get strength building, and I'd rather you practice this at home and not with me. Because I don't want to be responsible for anyone falling. But if you ever get to a point at home on your carpet, you could practice heel lifts with a little bicep curl. You can practice coming up off your heels in this. Now this is a little harder. It's just things to practice, and I would rather you do it at home. Just because that second one is really challenging, coming out. And you don't have to think about, I will promise you, nobody ever believes me, but I am the least flexible person. I was a sprinter and I used to get yelled at all the time for not being more flexible, which like you can control that. But you can as you build. So when I first started working this line of fitness, my heels were this high. I could barely get them off the floor. Now I can get really high up. But it's working the calves. All those fine motor movements are building. I already had the strength in the big muscles, but I had to work all those tiny stuff. Even the undercarriage of your booty. I always tell girls, we'd be in yoga and they'd say, squeeze this part of your butt. And I'm like, I think I'm doing it. I don't know. It's really hard, you don't know, and then you start doing these fine moves and you're like, that's what they're talking about. So it's just awesome. So grab, it's fun to try those, right? Yes.
So did you start with just without lifting it?
The front way or the wide?
Start holding a weight?
If you want to practice at home, I would just start practicing with a little bit of weight and just lifting. And then that was the first position. You can take it out. That was the second one that you can start practicing. So you're still keeping those knees pushed back. Don't let them fall forward. And then this is what we talk about, the undercarriage of your booty. So I say, at classes I say, we're not at the club when you were 20, so the butt doesn't come out. You tilt that pelvic like it's a bowl of water under, which is also really good for our pelvic health. I wish they would have taught this stuff more when we were growing up, right? Maybe we wouldn't pee our pants all the time. So underneath, as we have babies, right? So that's where I'm going. So this is what always happens. I don't let your back and pull it under. Spine is nice and long. Then you can practice. And sometimes I say practice one at a time. You could start there instead of both. Yeah, and we do. And sometimes in class I make them do this, like we bounce a little bit, just fun to the music. So it's just places you can take it. What's great though is it's working your feet strength too. It's getting your feet stronger because we use them all the time. They're there to support us. But often we don't give them any love, do we? We just like beat them up a little bit.
You have to make sure that your knees are
over the middle of your feet instead of,
not the toes.
yeah, not the front toe. Yep.
Well, and not mean by the middle.
Yeah.
The middle of your foot.
Like the outside of my feet.
Oh, okay.
So if I was doing this, what's happening is I'm putting a lot of pressure on my knees. If I'm pulling them back this way, that's why I say learning your hip mobility too, because I see a lot of girls will come too far out and they're still doing it, or they're not in the right position. You got to learn your hip mobility. So I have to go wider because I have tight hips. But if you go wide and you can't get that, that might mean you need to come in closer so you can get it. Perfect. You can do that. Okay, she says we can do that in class. Well, you're giving me ideas now. It's,
teacher used to say the knee is not a weight-bearing joint.
yes.
Not like your knee
Yep.
bear weight. It's not a weight-bearing.
No, and lunges to me, I just cringe. Even online, I see, you know, the bloggers are the new thing, and I'll see these girls with videos, and they're teaching you, and they're like this, and I'm like, oh, I can't write on your post. That would be being a troll, you know, saying not nice things. But I want to say, stop telling people, don't take that video on there. It's not good. That's not a good way to show them. So, but we are going to practice our lunges. That's my point of going into this. So we're not going to use any weights, okay? So you can use your chair if you want. So taking that right leg back. The important thing about a lunge is this is what happens a lot. People take this back leg way too far, okay? So then what's happening? My back is arching, it's putting a lot of pressure there. Step it in, this leg should be right under your hip. So it's like an arrow, it just goes right down. So sometimes you have to move this foot forward to get the knee right over the heel. So sometimes you don't know that until you go down, right? And then I have to readjust. I have to really make sure. Now, you're making sure equal weight is in both feet, and it's not about going all the way down to the ground, okay? It's squeezing. So if, ooh, this will be a good one. See this, we just have fun today and I just come up with ideas. I'm gonna give everyone a ball. Yes, it's gonna be so good, I promise. Okay, we're gonna put this, I just want you to practice something. I'll get more, can you catch? So this will be fun to keep.
Like this one?
Oh, either one is fine, yeah.
Okay.
I just thought that one was smaller for Karen. I thought would be a better one because it's a little tinier. Yeah, so this is just for practice too. When you're in a lunge, what I often see is this leg, what happens? A lot of people take their knee out like this. I know. So it's keeping those hips, so you're pretending, so my point to that was pretending that you have a ball in between your legs. So see, I'm lifting and I'm squeezing, so then everything's square. Then if you want to come down just a little bit, so see the difference, and you take it out and then you try. It's a lot different. So you can hold that chair. Don't be scared to hold the chair because we're doing weird stuff here. Beautiful. So you're really thinking about squeezing in that ball, and it makes your hips all stay connected, huh? Yeah, so good. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold it low, and all I want you to do is hold the chair and squeeze into that ball. Chest stays nice and lifted. Beautiful, and it's tiny. It's not like a, you're just little, keeping those hips nice and square. Everything's beautiful, keep going. I'm gonna check everybody no, you're okay. If you get tired, girl, you take it out.
My knee is grinding, that's why.
Oh, well, yes. If any pain, it's uncomfortable, but there shouldn't be pain. Beautiful. All right, take it out. Nice work. You might be a little sore in the inner thighs tomorrow, but the ball stability, we use this a lot because it just really forces you to think about that muscle body connection to your muscles. You have to force to keep the ball. If you don't keep the ball, what happens? It drops. So the other thing we're gonna try is you're gonna put it right here. And this time we're gonna try a parallel. We did the squats. So holding your chair, you can stand like this. So we're gonna squat down, okay? In that chair. Now, what's happening in my knees? They're kind of going out, right? Pushed into that ball, squeeze, sink those hips back a little further, so you might need your chair. Beautiful. Yes, see, now if you take the ball out, you'll see a little bit of a difference. So it's just keeping everything where we want it, square, sinking back. I can see my toes, make sure you can see your toes. Now, we're gonna do a little squeeze on the ball. And you can always hold the chair, that's always an option. Make sure the weight is in the heel so I can lift my toes up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna start to feel that back here, yes? That your seat starts to talk to you. Do what, honey?
I can't get my knees, keep my knees out with that.
Oh no, on this one you wanna keep your knees forward. We wanna do parallel legs. Sitting down, there we go, yep. We just wanna make sure your knees are behind your toes though, so they don't hurt you, yep. Beautiful. We'll get there. We're practicing. This is new. I mean, how many of us have sat around with a ball between our legs and tried this? I don't think this is an activity you probably do at home very often, but
This is for yoga tomorrow. We're gonna need it.
yes. But this is, and you can do these at home. This is a great way. And what really, it's also helping your pelvic floor too, because we're tightening everything up. Another thing we can learn to do, we might do that on a mat sometime, but we do pelvic tucks. And all that is it's like scooping a bowl of water, and I'm scooping my pelvic. A lot of times I see this. They're like thrusting their pelvic forward, like kind of when we do a kettlebell, but I don't want you to think about that. There's a bowl of water, and you're just shifting the pelvic up. So if you touch it, if you touch your hand, you can feel it. Beautiful, Beth. You just feel that little lift. And it doesn't have to be big. Everybody has a different range in their pelvic, but that's really getting that strength there too. And you're squeezing the under part. So think about bridge. Bridge is a good, we come up, we squeeze. Sometimes we'll do a little tuck with the bridge. Beautiful. Okay, take a drink. Maybe I'm thirsty because I'm talking so much. And it's humid in here. It is really humid in here. I think we can. Can I just touch the button over here? One time you touched it for me? Over here?
72.
Is it the plus and minus, right? Oh yeah. Well, it's not like
Here's that they don't like you do it.
Oh, yep, they locked me out. They said, Jamie, no way, you're not doing that. All right. Beautiful. I know. All right. We're going to do some fun stuff with our ball because we have it now. So we're going to do some arm stuff. I'm not going to have you do any crazy leg stuff. We're going to take that ball in between your forearms. So if you need help getting it there, okay. So all you're going to do is squeeze on that ball. So your biceps, right? They're turned on and we're not even lifting weights. If you need help, I'll help you. It's kind of tricky sometimes getting the, yeah, there we go. There we go. You feel the biceps turning on, shoulders. So we don't even need weights and we can do this. Bands are also a great way to get an arm workout, a really intense arm workout in. Beautiful. So just squeeze. And then maybe you can squeeze as you're going up and down. Nice work. My ball starts to sweat. I'm sweating, so my arms start to move. Nice job. Okay, now what we're gonna do, lots of layering. Okay, we're gonna take our arm here, squeeze and lift, just tiny. So try not to let your back arch. So if it's just a little bit lift, that's okay. Listening to your shoulders though, so if you have shoulder issues, take it a little lower. Beautiful, squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift. 5, 4, if you start to shake, that means you're fatiguing the muscles. 2, and 1, release. Whew. Nice job.
Whoa.
I know. Are you guys gonna miss me next week? Or you'll be like, we can't, wow, we're glad we're on vacation. Oh. All right, one more fun thing just because we have it, and this is not a requirement. I just want to see, this also helps me figure out where we are in this group, right? So then I know where to build from. So this is a good balance thing. Putting that ball right there. Now you hold your chair. I want you to hold your chair because this is a lot for our mind. We're doing our little brain curls this morning, right? So all I want you to do is get a bend in this leg. Don't hyperextend it. And just squeeze the ball. That's all you're doing. Squeeze the ball. There you go. So you're bringing that heel and you're just thinking about you're going to kick your booty, but you're not going to.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect. Yep. And just squeeze on that ball. How does that feel? Yeah.
Feel squeezy.
Feel squeezy and a little, your booty is going to start, your hamstrings. We're working sneaky little hamstrings here by squeezing it in. Yep. Nice job. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And don't worry, if that happens all the time. Happens all the time. How'd that feel? Working our, that's a nice way to work hamstrings because I feel like when we get older adults, it's harder to work our hamstrings, right? Because we're not doing those same movements we used to be able to do. So balls are a great way. They're such a tiny muscle, we still want to work them and they're hard to work. And historically, hamstrings are a really weak area for women. I really think back body on women, if you think about it. Our back muscles, our triceps, our hamstrings. Women are typically more strong in the front. You know, our quads are pretty strong, those things. Biceps usually are stronger for women. Don't worry about it. We're just playing today. We don't want anyone to feel like, oh my God, Jamie, I don't like this. We're just challenging ourselves today. So it's more about progress, not perfection. 3, you squeeze it. Nice job. 2 and 1. Whew. That's good, right? It's nice to use these balls for things like that. Well, and that, I just felt like you got frail little legs. I just didn't want to give you this big old, huge ball. We have a short little gal at she can barely get the bar, and she's in her 40s. She's just not a big girl. And so I'll give her the little ball, because when we give her the big ball, she's so short that the ball like almost touches her knees. So we have to give her a littler one. I'm like, she's like, this isn't fair, Jamie. I can't. I'm like, I know. Oh, how did that feel? Good. All right. Well, I'll take the balls. We'll put them away.
We need to go buy a ball so we practice it.
Yes, buy a ball.
Thank you.
And Amazon, actually, if you go, Amazon, if you look up Pilates ball, they have 6 and 8 inches, but they're not very expensive at all. And they are great just to practice your guys' stability and all of that, and hip, all that stuff. So, good job. All right, let's stretch it out. Are we ready? Okay, we are going to stretch out our hamstrings. So take right leg back, like we're going to go into a lunge, but we're not going to. And then push forward on your chair, but make sure it doesn't slide. Feel the back of that leg, get a nice stretch. Whew, breathe into it. I'm a big believer in Epsom salt baths. You're still going to be sore, but it takes the edge off just a little bit. And maybe wine. Epsom salt and wine. And slowly come up. But Epsom salt really is great recovery for your muscles if they're sore. So take an Epsom salt bath. If you have a roller at home, that's a great way. Roll it out. All good things. And release. Let's roll out those feet, but don't think so much about our heel rises. Maybe just kind of roll on them, working out those feet. Nice job. Well, I'm proud of you all for letting me use you as guinea pigs today. Honestly, my teaching style is very much, I have a rough draft. Things will come to my mind, and I'm like, oh, let's just do that today. Somebody will give me an idea, and my brain just goes there. So, all good things.
Even though it's lots of work, it was a ton of
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's what I want to hear. Would you say you had a ball? Sorry, you set me up, and I had to go there. No, I'm so glad. That's what, the big motto I tell everyone is, if you're not having fun, you won't come back. And that's everything in your life. If you're not enjoying it, why are you doing it? I remember I used to do some fitness things that were I did CrossFit. Oh, who talked me into that nonsense? So many days I wanted to puke, and I was like, I don't think working out should cause me to puke. So let's take those arms across our body, get them a nice stretch. So yeah, I just think you want to enjoy everything you're doing in life, for sure. If you want to hold here, sometimes people like to hold here instead of letting their hand go out. Whatever you choose. And switching sides. Nice work. Beautiful. We're going to take those arms up. You're going to take right wrist, just reach it a little higher, and then gently hinge, twist. Nice job. Really reach into that side body, breathing deeply, and release. We'll go back up, inhale, opposite side, reaching, and start to center your body, your mind, coming back, feeling grounded, and release. Start to do those shoulder rolls. Coming back to your intention, soaking in all the efforts of your practice this morning. All good things. You showed up. That's the hardest part, usually, is getting there. And you did half that battle. And switch directions. Nice job. All right, last little thing we're going to do to center ourselves. And you can do this in the chair if you don't want to stand. But we're going to do a nice big inhale. Exhale, lean with the heart forward. slowly coming down, bend in the knees. I want you to let everything really surrender. Everything hangs long, shake the head, yes and no. Maybe tell yourself, thank you. That was fun. All, yes, good. Really soak it in. Take that moment of silence for yourself. We often just think about moving right on to the next thing we have in our day. But this time is so good for you. Beautiful. We're going to inhale halfway up. So weight flat back. Exhale, fold one last time. Not as long, I promise. And then inhale, slowly inhale. And exhale, heart center. Nice job. Beautiful. Way to work hard today. That was so good.
Thank you.
Proud of you. You're very welcome. Thank you. I'm so ready. I feel like I'm already worthless because I just want to be on. I want to.
The next 2 weeks, nothing.
A week and a.
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
Yeah. Well, yeah. 2 weeks from today. Yes. Thank you. I was trying to do the math. I'm like, well, I'll be back the fall. Yes. Yes. And I think Leaf. Well, and you can come. Leaf is going to set up next week. On Monday and Wednesday, if you want to come here, Leaf already said he's going to have this. He's going to set it up for you, and you can watch one of my older, I mean, we have a ton on there now, that you could pick one and watch it, and at least you guys would be together. You'll be able to hear my voice and work it together. So it's up to you. He'll be here to do that for you if you want to do that, though.
I'm in Colorado, so I'll be thinking of you.
Yes.
And on the road. I looked at the weather forecasting because I actually see a sun icon. Yeah.
Nice.
In Denver, not here, in Denver.
Not here in Denver.
I got an email from my sister today and it was snow.
Oh, really?
She lives up in Canada. It's still pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I looked, and I'm sure my bride friend is freaking out because that whole Texas yesterday and today in a flash flood warning.
Getting that rain, yeah.
And she's having an outdoor wedding.
Of course she did.
And I said, just don't panic, don't panic, don't panic.
The sun will come out.
And that's why I was like, it rained on my wedding day. I think it's good luck.
Make sure she has tent, a big tent.
Yeah, she has this, they have these big pecan trees that she's getting married at. It's a place called the Farmhouse 1899, and it's beautiful. And she's doing a whole, it's Princeton, McKinney area outside of Dallas. And I saw the pictures. It is beautiful. So I know and she's 30, she's a younger bride. So she's just, she's got it in her mind what's going to happen. And she's like, I have to be married under those trees. I'm like, getting married to your best friend is all that really matters, friend. Nobody cares about the boho theme or the dresses or the cake. You care. Nobody else is going to remember that stuff. So it just makes me laugh.
Yeah. My daughter is a violinist, and she has played so many weddings in Denver, in the mountain. People want to get married in the mountains in the summer.
Yeah.
They want to go up to 10,000 feet, where every day at 2 o'clock it pours.
Yeah.
And the wind comes up,
We got married in Breckenridge on Swan Mountain Lake, and we had a violinist.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Wasn't she? I asked her if she remembered twins in the class of '98. She said, blonde hair, kind of long hair.
No.
No.
Very clean cut
Okay.
boys.
Not those.
I would say brown, probably light brown, but definitely not blonde.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Today was great.
Oh, good.
I look forward to 2 weeks more.
Oh, good. I like just being fit. It helps me figure out where to go, for sure. Awesome. Awesome.
I'll be back. I'm just going to walk and see if anybody's out in the other room.
Okay.
Oh, I'll be so glad when we just don't have to put on the mask at all.
Oh, I know. I hear you. Can they bring you home because I'm at work, remember? Or you need to call Cade and see if he'll pick you up. My son had a sleepover, and I told him before he went, I was like, I work, and then right from here I go to pick up your brother. So if you need to get home, you need to have the parents bring you home, or...
And surely we can. About the sleepover.
Mm-hmm. I'm not off work until I go to pick up Kasdan, so that.
Sitting there by himself.
Oh. At the studio, I'm at the center. They're not near each other. My son, he always wants me to pick him up Chipotle. He's like obsessed with it. And I'm like, not okay. He always thinks I'm. And we keep telling the boys, we're going on vacation. Stop asking us to spend money on silly stuff. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
we're getting ready to spend a ton of money. So you don't need Chipotle.
Oh dear.
I know, they're so, he's my 12-year-old. He's special.
Well, they grow fast, so
They do.
enjoy them somehow.
I know. He's just at that. He's at middle school. And middle school is my least. I was telling my friends, they said, what is the difference between.
You know, they think they're big enough to do things, and they really need still supervision.
They do. In fact, I tell my friends now, because when you start having your families, you think that when they go back to school, you can go back to work. And I was like, no, now that I have them so spread apart, you should work when they're little. And then when they get into school, you need, especially middle school and high school, you should be home. Making sure that, I mean, if you can, making sure that they're where they say they're gonna be and all of the things.
You know, I have a daughter and a son, and they were 17 months apart.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm a nurse. I knew what caused them. But, you know, we didn't have really good pills or anything. So a pill was developed, and I took it when it
Yeah, it came
never
out.
had any more kids.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really hard. You know, I see why some women had, I think my grandma had about, she lost, and I think maybe 2 of them, she might have had 10 actually.
Oh, wow.
2 might have died, I'm not sure. But she had 8 living kids to raise.
Oh gosh, no.
And I thought, that is ridiculous.
No, and 3 was always, I always said 3 was my, not having more than 3. And we were comfortable being done with the 2. I'm so glad my 3rd is here. But it's funny because people like when we said we were done with cats, they're like, don't you want a little girl? I'm like, no, I'm fine with 2 boys. Like, I'm really not.
Well, it's almost easier to have 2 of the same, because they are, I think all of them are so different. And, but I was kind of glad they were close together once I had them, and I didn't work then. And
Yeah.
I was able to work
Yeah.
later when we put them in preschool and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like then I worked the whole time. But
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I'm very thankful for where my,
so you do what you have to do.
yes, you do. And I mean, if I needed to, we would. I mean, and I still, I mean, I need to help. I mean, I can't just like, I mean, I did for 5 years, I was probably more of like a true stay-at-home mom. And then, but I worked, my oldest, I worked as a social worker full time from when he was itty bitty until he was like 8 or 9. And so he knows me as a stay-at-home mom now, but when he was little, I mean, I worked at a battered women's shelter, and I remember working just crazy hours. He was with Dad a lot. And then I worked at it was a addiction center for teens. You know, you don't do groups until they get out of school. So I wouldn't even go to work until 11. So I was working like 11 to 7. So that's why we moved back to the area, because my husband was working a lot of hours in his field. He worked an audiovisual company for like a big hotel, and he was working most weeks.
He worked a lot of evenings and weekends.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I mean, easily he was 70 hours a week. I mean, all the time. And so we were just unhappy, and we both said something's gonna.
Sure, you have to make some changes and have some time with family.
Yep. And we said that we're both burning at both ends, and yeah, we make more money, but we're not happy. I would make less money, and that's what happened. We make less money now because I don't work in the field, but we're happier.
Yeah.
You know, we don't, I mean, you have to just, in Manhattan, sometimes you have to really keep your circle, because sometimes here it can feel a little like keeping up with the Joneses in this town. We just have to remind ourselves, like, that's not where we are. We could be where all of them if we really wanted to, but we're choosing to send our kids to college, and we're not choosing to take these lavish trips, and that this is just the path we're on, and we're happy about it. Sometimes you beat yourself up a little bit, or your kids will be like, I wish we, you know, and we have to say, well, you know, we could spend your college money, but I don't think you really want us to do that.
No.
So yeah, it's just.
Well, you know, our kids didn't live high when they went to K-State, but we were happy to say they didn't owe any money when they graduated.
Yeah.
And I think they were happy, because it's hard enough when you graduate to, you know, just make enough money to pay your own expenses at that point.
Oh, and nowadays, like, I have college debt. My husband has none. And we got married. You know, you go through all your financials. And he, you know, he was so blessed. He never saw a tuition payment or a book payment or a living expense. So he saw my debt, and he was like, oh my gosh. And I said, well, honey, see what, I mean, and we both have been on that same, we don't want our kids to have that. And I said, and then nowadays you don't really ever make enough to pay it back. That's the crazy thing. The amount that they want you to pay versus what you make is just insanity, because they don't take anything into consideration, like, you know, your house payments, or it's basically you're a family of this, you make this, so you pay this. And it's like, okay, I see where you're getting the math at, except for that's not real life, because people have all these other expenses. And my thing is, if you're paying something, it's better than nothing. And it's just not, it's not developed that way. But because of all the headache I've had with student loans. I always just like, I don't want my kids to have to even deal with it.
Oh, it's, I don't know. Life is, it's so different than it was when I went to school. And, my daughter's been a teacher all her life over in Junction City. Well, at Ford, and then over in Junction City. So she's worked with a lot of kids that have a lot of problems. And so she retired this year, but and she just got a long-term sub, which is not all that long, but it's working with third graders and closing out the room, because this was one of her best friends, and she was out on the playground. She's really heavy, and she, well, I don't know if they can't get it all put back together in one of her legs that she really injured. We might even have to amputate or something.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what, right now, they're working on it, you know.
Yeah.
So she can't teach, you know, anymore.
Oh my goodness.
At least until.
That, yeah.
These are third graders, and it's not a huge room. It's I think 18 kids or so. A lot of times you have more than that in your class. But half of them are, and especially the girls, are just unbelievably, I mean, my daughter is really fed up with them. She's talked to a couple of the mothers, and one of the mothers yesterday said, well, I don't know what to do with her. I can't do anything with her. Well, you know, a mother ought to be able to do something.
Look for resources then. Find someone to help you. Oh, so sad. We see it too. I always tell my husband, like, I used to think that maybe the kids were learning it from their parents, because I feel like kids are just so mean today. They're just so mean.
Something is wrong.
And then I said, what I've figured out is it's not even so much that they're copying what the parents are doing. When I go to the park, and it's not like I hover around my kids, but I'm always near them. And other parents are not. They're in the grass, they're on their phone, they're talking with the moms. And we've had so many kids come up to my children, and you know, if my kids say, can I play? They're like, no. And my kids know everybody gets to play. And it's just little things like that my kids would never say that to a kid, never. And it just breaks my heart, the amount of just meanness that kids have nowadays.
I'm really concerned about what we're raising.
I know. I agree with you, because the biggest compliment I get as a mom is that your kids are so polite. And I said, good, because they know better. And I don't care, you know, what they do for a living. But someday if somebody says your son is generous and kind and loving,
that's what you want.
That's what I want. And I don't know if that's the focus nowadays. I'm going to throw this away real quick.
Yeah.
I think there's a trash can in here. Yeah, it just makes me sad. It's just the core values of how you want your children to. Good morning, Carol. We're just kind of chatting, waiting to see who's going to show up this morning. It just may be the two of us again. And we got two in studio here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh gosh, that's too bad.
I know. I don't know if the other ladies just. Maybe when Jamie came in that day, do you think maybe they thought we were going to cancel it on the middle session? I don't know. I do not know. Well, I hear Jamie talking. Well, I think it might just be us. I don't see. I know. And those online. And maybe, you know, the one lady that was coming from far out, maybe she has, maybe she's out of town or something. I mean, everybody's starting to
Start moving.
Yeah, so maybe that's part of it, but.
Wow, this is bad for you to have to spend your time.
Oh, it's all right. I mean, this is what I was actually, so excited for this opportunity. So it was nice.
I think it will improve. I mean, people have just been home for a year.
Yep. That's what Jamie asked me when I came in this morning. She's like, what do you want to do about the second and last? And I said, I think we just need to give it time. I think we need to let COVID kind of lift, people get comfortable. I said, you know, we still have people tuning in at home, and so it's getting people here and getting them comfortable and growing it, and hopefully maybe new members. You just never know where things will go. So
Gee, the sessions have gotten really big, you know, chairs all the way around, and then
COVID.
this happened.
Yeah, I know. So that's the other thing. We even saw it at our studio at Orange Sky, like our members drop, and we're still trying. It's basically like your new business again. You're trying to get that back up. So I assume that's just going to happen here too, because when something huge in the country happens like that, you know, just don't know.
I never would have dreamed that could
Oh.
affect us for so long.
Oh, I didn't either. I mean, I kind of, in the beginning, I kind of thought everybody was crazy, to be real honest. I was like, why is everyone panicking? You know, I went to the store and I was like, this is nuts. And then more reports started coming out, and I was like, maybe I'm not taking this serious enough. So then I kind of went the opposite, and me and my boys went, and then as it got on and on, we kind of had our own little circle towards the end that I was like, this is getting ridiculous. No, I trust these moms. I've known them. They're all doing the same thing that we're doing. No, we're going to let my kids see these kids. Like, this is just getting at, like, their mental health.
Actually, most of the time, kids have not been affected like
Yeah.
older people.
Yep.
especially.
Yeah. We just had to be careful because my father-in-law got diagnosed with cancer during COVID.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yes, and so we were just kind of like, you can only play with these friends, and then I would have to have those hard conversations with the mothers and say, I'm not trying to be like crazy, but this is what's going on. And they were all like, oh no, we have people in our family that have issues as well. That's why we're so glad that these kids can all play together. So it was, and like I said, we never got it. Nobody, knock on wood, no one in my immediate family. My sister-in-law got it, but in Kansas City, and we hadn't even seen her at all. Yes, Kathy said she felt the same way at first too, like everyone was just being nuts. I agree. Well, and I feel like in Kansas, right, when it snows or rains, sometimes you'll go to the grocery store and I'm like, it's just snow. It's not the apocalypse, but people will be throwing everything in their carts, and I'm like, oh my goodness. It makes me laugh. Well, we're going to start this morning, friends. It's just us. We got one person in studio with me, so I hope soon we'll get more in on this session. We had a couple other people, but you know, hopefully we'll just continue to grow this session for sure. I know. We're gonna start slow. We worked hard in the last session. We're gonna take our neck and just slowly bring it around for some neck rolls this morning. If you get hot, let me know, Karen. I'll turn on the fan again, but
Right now, it's okay.
yeah, I was getting cold after. It's like you sweat, you get cold, you gotta turn it off, turn it back on. Nice job. When you get over to the left side, you're gonna keep your neck, but then look down towards your pocket so you get more of a deep stretch. Beautiful. And slowly come up to center and switch the directions of those neck rolls, whichever way you were going. Switch it up. I know, I just did it too. I went back and then I was like, which way did I go? I couldn't remember either.
I think I'm finally going the opposite direction.
I'm glad that you never got COVID, Kathy. We were lucky too. Or maybe just safe. I mean, I have some, we're gonna take that other side, look down at the pocket, so right ear to right shoulder, and then look down. I have a lot of very nutritionist, holistic friends, chiropractic friends, doctors, and they all said you know, keeping yourself away from COVID starts with your immunity, taking care of your body, exercising, eating right. And I feel like we really try to do that in my household, so maybe that was part of it, I'm not sure. All right, slowly coming up, we're gonna start those shoulder rolls in one direction. Beautiful.
Well, I told you that my brother-in-law was 70.
Yes, yeah.
And he was a wiry fellow that was still working and
Yeah.
still going strong every day.
I know, it's just
He'd
weird.
never been in the hospital. I suppose he'd had flu or something in his
Right.
lifetime, but never sick. You know?
I know, I think that is really why it scared everyone, is because you just didn't know. Who was it gonna take, who was it gonna be bad? And that's a very frightening thing to be. And then, you know, I would always hear, I had some friends that got it here in town and they said, oh, I just felt like I had allergies. And then that was it, let's switch directions.
He was in the hospital, then he was out for a while, and then he went back in and was in Lincoln in the hospital. And his lungs were just totally destroyed.
I know, it's so sad and scary that it can do that, that a virus could do that, you know. All right, we're gonna take our hands on our hips and do some little hip rolls here. Yeah, I think that's what got real scary is, and the mass, I mean, bigger cities like New York and, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine living there when they were really in lockdown. And we have a friend that lives in Australia, and the amount of lockdown that they were in.
Boy, they really got things straightened out, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Early.
I know, I honestly wish we would have went harder, quicker, and then we wouldn't have, well, we had every governor saying something different.
Well, that's the thing, there was no continuity between
No.
any of the states.
No, there wasn't.
And there still isn't in some cases. There are states that only have 9% of their people shots.
Yep.
One was 11% and one was 9% today. I can't remember now which states they were.
Oh my goodness.
That's ridiculous.
We're going to take our arms out to the side, tiny little circles. That's my thing, is as a country, I feel like the president should have been this is what's happening across the board. I don't care what your numbers are. Everyone, when it's a global pandemic, I think you have to say, this is what's happening, because we were frustrated with sports because there was some towns that it didn't even matter. And then my kids couldn't do sports and then they're crying and I'm like, and you know, then they're asking mom why, and I'm like, you're right, it's not fair. It's so not fair. But you know, we have to do what they tell us to do, unfortunately.
Yes, it really was hard on kids in sports and kids that were graduating from college and, you know.
High school, like I didn't get to see my son, go ahead and release. I didn't get to see my son graduate. He didn't get to walk across the stage last year. And so, yes, Kathy.
They miss a lot.
They miss a lot, and I didn't get to, he didn't do, and my oldest is, we're gonna take our arms Y and W, just opening up the shoulders. My oldest is very introverted, so he's kind of quiet, and so he didn't go to prom his junior year, but he was gonna go senior, so I never got to see him do a prom. We did a drive-through for his cap and gown, which I videotaped because I'm that mom. I tried to make everything as special and as big as I could. So, you know, when he graduated, the day we picked up his stuff, I got balloons and I surprised him outside, and it said honk for our graduate. And I was like, what else do you do? Try to make it as special as you possibly can. So we're gonna take our legs and just step side to side, and you don't have to hold your chair. You can kind of come side to side. So we did the best we can, but it was sad. And my son's only now, it's like he has residual effects from graduation, because now all these kids are complaining that their prom wasn't that special, that their even though they get to walk. And my son's like, I didn't get to do any of that. So he's like, have perspective. I'm like, I know. They need to be happy and blessed that they get to do any of that stuff, because a lot of kids missed out on all of that stuff. So we were lucky. We were able, when they finally did, you could have 50 people. We had a small graduation at the country club for my son.
Oh, good.
And had a party. I was like, that's the least we can do. And I went big, because I was like, even though we're only having 50 people, we're making this special. It's a big deal. Because we didn't even get to do it until like July and he graduated in May. So I was like, it was so far removed, but all right, friends, we're gonna sit down in our chair here, taking our weights. Yeah, it's been an interesting year for sure. All right, so we're gonna hold one weight on our lap here. This one in front of us, we're gonna sit nice and tall in the chair. And as we lift our leg, we're gonna come into those bicep curls. Nice job. So yeah, we're just trying to, I gotta think there's silver linings for sure. You just have to look for them. And I think personality, it's gonna really make children that had to go through this, it's nothing we've ever had to go through. I don't even know if my great uncle, he raised me and he lived through the Depression. He might say this might have been right up there with it. It was just something that you're not.
Well, in 1918, I think there was a flu epidemic that killed a lot of people died.
Mm-hmm.
It was very frightening. But other than that, I don't think that anything's been this bad.
Yeah, where you shut people in and two more here. We're gonna switch legs. Yeah, that's my thing. And unfortunately, I think I was starting to get really angry. I'm fortunate I don't have anyone in a nursing home, but I have lots of friends, parents, and I would just cry on the Facebook when I would read and see their stories. And I'm like, that to me is inhumane. Like, let them decide their quality of life. We shouldn't be deciding that for them.
I felt badly that people didn't even get to visit,
Yeah, I mean, too many.
I have a good friend who's, well, it's not exactly a nursing home now, but she was cooped up over in Junction City, and her daughter, who lives in Junction City, could only go to the window.
I know, and I think that is so terrible.
And I think she went almost every day because her mother was so upset that she couldn't even see her.
Well, you're already sick, and then, adding on two more, not being able to see people. And I mean, that to me, it was just cruel. I think if somebody is sick and it's their family, it's not strangers, they should have self-right to say, I would rather take the risk and get to live out my last days seeing, because on top of you're keeping them caged up basically. If they did get it, they die alone too. So I'm like, let them at least see their family.
I think that is really terrible. The people that
went with no support. I just can't even. To me, that was the worst part of COVID, is that you would die alone. That's so sad to me. And it was just cruel. I thought the whole process was just so cruel, and I understand not wanting it to spread and all of those things, but I just felt like there had to be a better way than some of the things that were happening.
My brother-in-law, I can't imagine this. He had to make the decision to take off the equipment. And his family, his two daughters and my sister were there. And he died within 30 minutes of doing that.
Oh, gosh.
But, they would not make that decision. It was his decision.
Yeah. I couldn't make it.
He knew that he could never.
He's like, it's not going to.
Function again without. And it was so hard for him to breathe. Capacity left.
Oh my goodness, it's horrible. We're gonna take our arms in front. Actually, let's do one at a time here. So if you wanna use holding this, we're gonna do some tricep work here. Just bringing that arm back and in. Yeah, it's just scary. Hi, Meredith.
Hey.
Oh, Kathy was saying.
Well, I'm having my own little party, and here you come.
I'm so sorry to
do this.
She was sharing her sister-in-law died alone as well from COVID.
Oh, no.
I know.
Yeah, I like to sit down here. How much weight do you want? I'll get you some weights.
Sorry, ladies at home. We're going to continue. If you kept going, take a break. We're going to do the other side with that tricep here. Nice work. Remembering that I will not be here next week, but you are able to hop on this Facebook page, Kathy and Carol, and you could just open up one of the old videos that we've done and work out You could still work out even though I'm going to be gone. And so I'll be gone all next week, and then of course next Monday the 31st. So basically I'll be gone two weeks from today. I'll be back. Oh, it wasn't COVID. I'm so sorry, Kathy. I'm thinking that's what you were talking about. I'm sorry. 2 and 1. Regardless, it's not something we want for anyone. Whew. Grab a drink here. Beautiful.
I'm more not just carrying 5s and 4s.
I know, right? You've been doing walking back and forth.
These are too heavy. Give me one.
We're going to take our arms out to the side, lifting the leg in front of us, just the left to start. So coming into that little shoulder press, lifting the leg if you choose. You don't have to lift the leg, you can stay with the leg down. Nice job.
Where is everybody?
Well, you're early. You always come early. This is the second session.
Everybody, we're everybody.
Well, we had been having a couple of ladies come at this, but now they haven't been coming the last 2 times. Yes, the first session we were full. I mean, full for after COVID. What did we have? 12 in here? I forget. 12, and then we had some online too. Let's switch that leg. So we had a good, I made them use the balls.
Nice.
Yep, we used the balls in the first session. Did some fun stuff. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, those shoulders. We worked hard in the first session.
That ain't where we out. Time out.
Time out. The shoulders always get you. I gotta take this off and turn back on the heat, or the air, I mean. This room, I always feel like as soon as you start moving, you have to turn back on the air.
The kinks is good.
No, it does. It doesn't know where to kink.
So don't get any permanent.
I envy the curls. Have you always had curls?
That money, give it to me.
Have you always had curly hair?
Oh, no, it's permanent.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it was curly when you were younger too.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. I would say I've always had straight. There's no curl in this at all. We're going to take our arms up to those T curls here. And I've been going gray probably, well, I think I started graying early actually. I think about 27.
Oh, really?
But I had done lighter coloring, so you don't notice it. And then when I started to stop doing that and I started going back to my more natural, I started noticing it a lot more. People think I dye it though. They think I dye the gray in my hair. Because right now, having gray is actually a trend for younger people. They purposely dye their hair silver. So
See, I was going to the beauty shop getting mine to be a brown still, and finally I thought, okay, I'm 85.
Yes.
Just leave it be.
that's what I do.
Extend this exercise a little further by.
Oh, she's got
Sure. No, fine.
ideas.
We got it. This is where we're going. Meredith says this is where we're going. Up to the T and back that arm. Yeah, no, I started letting it go because every 3 weeks I was just going, not for any fun color, just to cover it.
We got arm back.
Well, I'm sorry you came. I was having a good time.
He's always teasing you.
Thanks a lot.
5, 4, 3, 2, ooh, and 1.
Finger there.
I know. We're gonna do what I call pouring the soup. So we're gonna take our arms up, flip our wrists just a little bit, and down. So lift, pour the soup, and down. Nice job. So this helps our wrist mobility if we have to lift heavy things. This is a good one. Nice job.
I still have problems with my right arm, so I still give out a minute.
Yeah, and honestly going a little lower too is okay.
Well, some of your muscle.
3, 2, and 1. Nice job. I know, roll it out. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to lift our arm and then flip that pinky up. So it's tiny. Flip the pinky up. Flip it up. There you go. Nice job. Again, we're working with that wrist. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right. Last thing of class, we're going to slowly stand. You can leave your weights. We're going to work our legs today. And then we'll do our cool down back in the chair. So we're just going to do a couple of things for our balance this morning. Maybe get our heart rate back up because we were sitting for a while. So let's just start by moving those legs. So coming into those marches, holding your chair if you need to the whole time is a great choice.
You better get started, it will be done.
I'll catch you.
Nice job. Keep breathing. Good job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So here's our first option. You can just take your hands on your chair and step side to side, or you can add your arms, almost like a step out jack, but taking this wherever you need to for you. Nice job. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, and last one, and release. Whew. All right, last little thing we're going to do this morning until we do our cool down is we're going to practice our balancing. So you're going to take that foot behind you, just step it back just a little bit. So if this is where you want to stay, you can even put it flat-footed like this. You don't have to put the toe up. Maybe you play with one hand coming off the chair. Maybe you lift that leg off the floor just a little bit. But breathe. Good job, Meredith. Keep breathing. And slowly release. Nice job. The other option, you could stand side to your chair too, but sometimes people like to hold this way, so either way is fine.
The other foot back.
Yep, we're going to do the other foot for our balance challenge. So opposite foot goes back. Sorry, I should turn to the side for the screen. They can't see my leg, can you? We'll get it right eventually. This chair blocks more of my body here. So again, just letting that foot, and you can put the toe down, still challenging your balance no matter where you are. And release. Nice job. Breathing. Whew. All right, let's do a nice big inhale. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. And release. Maybe taking those arms back behind you, opening up the shoulders. If that doesn't hurt, sometimes grabbing the fingers if you can grab them, or just holding your arms back. Nice job. We're going to start to do our little crossover noodle arms, is what I like to call them. Just bringing them in, squeezing. Nice work. 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right, we're gonna slowly come to our chair, finish our cool down this morning, so take your time. Yeah, moving our weights and everything out of the way. Beautiful. We're gonna sit nice and tall in the back of our chair. We're just gonna lift our toes up a little bit here. Or lift our heels. I said toes. I meant lift your heels. But you saw me and you knew where I was going with that. Oh, silly, silly. Let's do 3 more here. And slowly release. We're going to take this right foot, just extend it and put it down, working that knee, loosening up the joints. Nice job. Beautiful. Let's hold this one up tall. We've done this before. We're going to point and flex our foot a little bit, or maybe roll out your ankle. Nice work. And when you're ready, we'll set that look down and we'll do the other side. Lift and point. Today I just feel like we're flying, and I look at the time and I'm like, well, we ended a little early. I apologize. Well, hold that foot up on this next one, point and flex it a couple of times, and then roll out that ankle. Nice work. Beautiful. All right, couple more things. We're going to put our hands on our legs. We're going to come into some seated cat-cow. This is really good to just concentrate here. Maybe if you've had a stressful morning, it'll help you relax. So inhale, push the chest forward. Exhale, push those palms round your spine. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round. Maybe do a couple on your own breath. Find your breath, your inhales and exhales. One more here. And when you're ready, come to center. We're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale, take those arms, split them, and come. So you're almost doing a little spinal twist here, but gently. So you're stretching out your side body. Maybe you try to look behind you a little bit. And inhale, center. Let's do the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. And come center. Let's roll out our wrists to finish, maybe opening and closing the wrist or rolling them around, whatever feels good for you this morning. Playing with those options here. Wiggle the fingers. Nice job. Beautiful. Nice work, friends. Let's scoop up that love for ourselves today. Say thank you to our bodies. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Heart center release. Beautiful. Way to finish. We finished 2 minutes early, but that's okay. If you would like to stay on for our last session, please do so. Hopefully more friends will come, right? For our 11 o'clock.
Busy, are we home?
I know.
We can go get a cup of coffee.
Yes, you do have time to go get a cup.
Usually they don't even have their coffee out.
He got one Monday, didn't you? Monday he was able to find one.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe they remembered.
I went out, before this session. There was nothing out there.
Oh man.
Well, I'll go check.
Okay, do it.
It gives him more exercise. He gets to walk and go get his coffee and
Yep, that's my exercise.
That's right.
I don't think I even did the cane.
You didn't last time, but if you want me to get it for you, I can get your cane.
No, he doesn't need it.
He's got it. He did it last time. He walked all the way there.
Use it for balance.
Yes.
See? You
Yeah.
know, it's like another leg.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically stairs.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
He's
There's
90,
nothing to hold on to.
Yeah, it's awesome.
so it's a wonder
He's doing great.
And I use it for protection.
That's,
Nobody comes near me if I.
bad dogs and everything, huh?
Yeah, mad dogs, they stay away.
I love it.
Had my little rabbit out in the front yard this morning. He chewed on an apple.
He feeds his little rabbits and squirrels better than you eat.
When it's wet, I don't take food out to the squirrel because I don't want to get all muddy.
Yeah.
But the rabbit will come right up on the porch and get it, so. Still don't see one. That's one rabbit he looked at something yet.
Then he jumped up and
He
just sleeping, I guess.
just looked right up. Well, I'll go see if there's any coffee.
Okay, I really don't want
And
to.
I'll report back in.
I really don't want coffee right now, so don't bring me any.
Don't bring me any.
What is your name?
Jamie. Jamie.
Jamie? Mm-hmm. Jamie?
The right way. I only say that because now you can spell Jamie
With Y's and everything else.
15 different.
15 different ways, and I always say phonetically, I spell it the right way.
Yeah, you started the trend.
I did. Or
Movie stars picked up on from your name.
that's right. That's right. My husband calls me James.
Oh.
Yep. My husband does. And I don't mind it. He can do it. I'll let him do it. My son's best friend's dad, they always call him James. His name is actually Jamie.
Okay.
And he said, well, you got teased for having a boy name. I got teased for having a girl name.
I'll pull MacArthur. I shall return.
Okay.
You know, MacArthur said, I shall return.
I love it.
Yeah, he should have been shot.
Oh.
Well, see, his name is Meredith, and a lot of people say, well, that's a girl's name. He didn't have any trouble with it because he was 6'8".
Right? I
No,
swear.
not 8.
I felt like he was probably,
I
my husband's 6'4", and I feel like he had to have been taller
don't,
because his hands.
I don't know for sure how. Of course, now he's all been.
That's what I'm saying. His hands though would tell me, and his feet, because my husband's 6'4", and his hands are not that big.
Well, his feet, I don't know if they're 15s or something.
See, and my husband only wears a 13, so I was thinking he had to be. I just think he had to be taller than 6'4", though.
I don't think he was, but I'm not sure. But you know, who knows when they measure people?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
They might not.
but he would definitely been tall back then for sure. That was.
He was kind of fortunate. I think he had 2 brothers that were in the army that had played ball. And so when he came up, he ended up playing 5 years at the college.
Oh wow!
And I
At K-State.
no. What's oh shit? Yeah, it's real close to.
Oh, okay.
A small college. I can't think now. I'm thinking on it. Anyway.
Oh no, you're okay. I was thinking there's William.
No, it's a well-known one and it's just close to us, but I'm not coming up with it right now. Anyway, I better not tell him I can't. But and like his brothers were coming back from the service, and so I think he was able to.
Oh,
1 or 2 of them.
Loretta Scott. She's saying say hello to Karen and Meredith. Do you want to come say hi? I'll turn it to. Wait, how do I do this? How do I turn it to you? Karen's coming over here. I was like, I can't figure out.
Oh.
So Loretta Scott is saying hi to you.
Oh, hello.
That's so fun. We hope to have you back in the studio soon.
Yes, we need people here.
Yes, we're trying to grow it back to where it was. So wonderful for you to say hello this morning. I'll tell Meredith When he gets back, he's getting coffee.
Okay.
Or he's looking for coffee, so.
Hope you'll be back soon. Of course, you're going to be gone now for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone because I'm on vacation next week. But you can always hop on here, Loretta, and just find the old videos from me or even Susan. They're all on here recorded, and you could do a session at home if you wanted to do that. But we are gonna have it in studio for anybody that wants. They're gonna set up the screen for you guys to just do it with me, not here. So that's nice too. Lots of choices this morning.
Well, I really prefer to come instead of trying to watch
I-
my little room. Where
Yeah.
Like,
Wonderful, Carol. Thank you guys being so patient with the conversation. I hope you're enjoying it though. We kind of do a little bit of both, don't we? That's good for us. Good for our mental health as well. So hopefully, yeah, Levin has been, but I know that, oh, I'm terrible with names.
oh God.
The lady that came, that has like the little bob haircut, and she said she's going on vacation, so I don't think she's coming today. She said she has the voice condition.
I'm not even sure which one that is.
She said over here last week, she's got a little bowl cut, and it's blonde, white-ish looking. I can't remember her. I'm terrible with names, friends. And she's getting ready to go to Dallas. So she's like, I probably won't be here Wednesday because she's actually leaving tomorrow and I'm leaving Friday. So she's like, I'll probably be trying to get, and I said, oh no, I get it. Like when I leave here today, I got to run to Ulta because my face, I get really dark in the summer. So of course my foundation, it changes. So I need to go get that. I like this foundation that actually has sunscreen in it.
Oh, that's a great.
But it's not a heavy, it's more like a, what do they call that? Like a tinted moisturizer. But it's got like 50 SPF in it. So it keeps my face from burning since we're gonna be at the beach. And then I need to go get snacks for the car so my kids don't kill each other. So we go to Ross's over here, and I can't believe how yummy they are, but they have these huge bags of gummy worms that are actually not like all the chemical ones, but my kids love them. I'm like, we're gonna get a huge bag of those. Good morning. And some chips. I'm gonna get those little teeny bags of chips, whatever I can get that's easy to.
You know, you are getting so prepared. That's wonderful.
Well, I just don't, whenever you travel with kids in the car, every time you stop, they think they need something. I'm like, no. We have this little cooler. I'm going to put water and pop and juice in it. And I'm like, not saying they won't get anything when we stop, but I'm like, it just will cut down on the expense of always getting something.
Yeah, I agree. When you stop, you can blow several dollars.
Yes. And gas stations are always more expensive. It's like, oh, that was $30 for candy bars and a.
Oh, really?
Good morning. I like your shirt. Your fish shirt. You're going fishing? Awesome. I like it.
Where she wanna go?
Who knows?
Meredith, in your playing days, how tall were you? Because you've shrunk now.
6'2".
Oh, see, I was guessing 6'8".
She looked at how long your feet are and she thought you...
And your hands. My husband's 6'4".
Yeah.
And I thought you had to be taller than him.
Well, you gotta figure this is back in the late 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
That was tall then.
No, it was yes.
Our tallest man was 6'4.5".
Yeah.
My brother was 6'4". A lot of us were 6'2".
Yeah.
I don't even know what you think.
Some were 5'10".
Yeah. Well,
Did they measure you with the yardstick or how did they measure you?
Did they what?
How did they measure you to be accurate?
For height?
Yeah.
Just
yeah. Yeah.
We had a thing where you took setups and warming up,
Uh-huh.
and then you come around, he had a thing hanging up there. There was 10 feet 6. When you come around and practice, I could get up to 10.4, 10.6
Nice.
occasionally. I could get this far above the rim,
Wonderful.
but we weren't allowed to dunk.
Yeah, that's what my father-in-law tells me, that dunking was not a thing. Well, I wondered, I knew you had to be tall. When I met my husband, it was still like kind of, he was still considered pretty tall, but now I'm like, you're probably considered average, honey, because we see people all the time that just make my husband look short, and he's not short, but they just tower above him. Yeah.
10 feet.
Yeah. And when we lived in Kansas City, a girlfriend of mine, she was 5'1" and she married a man 6'9".
Oh,
And I said, why? That is so. I mean, I'm shorter than my husband, but at least I come to his chest. I mean, I'm not like all the way down here.
And he turned to kiss her, and he got married. Where'd she go?
Exactly. I just don't know why.
my best friend's brother married a woman that was much taller than him. I mean, he's an average size.
Yeah.
I have no idea how tall she is. Mm-hmm. And they look really funny. Women do not short.
Yeah.
But the woman is way up there. These two.
Well, my girlfriend.
Only two. You only get.
Good morning. My girlfriend from Denmark, when she moved over here with her husband, he worked on the wind turbine in Junction, and she's 6'1". And I hadn't met a woman that tall in a long time, and I was just like, and she looks like a Danish beauty. I mean, long blonde hair, super tall. Yeah. So.
I saw on TV. I saw your name on TV last week. Is that a pretty common German name?
Yeah, old German name.
Giesel?
Yeah.
It was some character.
Yeah, they're everywhere. You know.
They're everywhere. I don't know about that. I've never heard your name before.
You had a hard time.
I did. I felt, and I was like, and you know, we're on screen, so I was like, this is terrible. I can't even try to make it right. Like,
There it is. I got a big kick out of that.
I'm like, I'm trying.
I'm the only Meredith, so I can go by one name.
That's right. And I remember your name because you don't.
Giesel can too.
I'm trying to get it. I'm
Simple. If you just Gisela.
Gisela. Okay. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Oh, you got
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna work really hard at it. We're gonna still get name tags. We're just, hopefully my friend's gonna make them for us, because in town I can't find name tags that aren't the pull and throw them away. And I don't want us to do that. I want us to have ones that we can leave here and have them. And I think it'll just be nice for everyone. Yeah. So
Daisy's got the second prettiest name.
and tell me, remind me.
Right behind mine.
And that is?
Daisy.
Daisy. Oh yes. That is a pretty name. It's a flower. You can't forget that. And you are, I think you're new.
Yeah, well, not.
Not just new to me. You're new to me.
Sandy.
Sandy, nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Jamie.
Sandy.
Sandy.
Sandy. Yeah, my daughter has a dog named Jamie.
Oh.
Jamie Moyer, who was a Phillies.
Oh, because I was like, I've never heard of anyone naming their dog Jamie, but you know, I've heard it all now. Usually, you know, it's Riley. That's a dog name. Jamie, I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, I was just telling Meredith, my husband, he's the only one that I let do this, but he calls me James. Well, because when you're young growing up with a boy name, people like to tease you and call you James, and not in like an endearing way. So when I met my husband, I'm like, well, because it's coming from a place of love, then I will let you do that. But, and then my kids like to do it. They like to just tease me. But, well, I'm glad you're here. We're slowly growing this, right? It's going to be so exciting. Hopefully others will start coming. I know Jamie was talking about in June, mask will, if you've been vaccinated, you can come into the center without your mask on. So that'll be huge. I'm sure she'll make an announcement about that. But in center here, if you're comfortable with it and you've been vaccinated, I wouldn't be teaching have I not been vaccinated. I was lucky. I've been vaccinated for months actually. It kind of feels a long time ago, actually. Yeah. So we're going to start this morning, and we're actually, let's see, we want to start standing or sitting? Who's feeling like you want to move, or you want to stay seated?
Oh, let's just sit.
Okay, that's perfect. Then that's what we're doing. I like to give people choices. We will stay seated today. That's perfect. I know, it'll be. And we'll just stay there. That'll be great. So, what we're going to do this morning, let's just start seated with our feet moving. So, you're going to march in your chair here. I can get you one. How many would you like? What size?
Oh, about
3, 2, 4. Okay. Let's see here. That one doesn't match, so I'm going to put that one over here. I'll put these right below your chair for you. Uh-huh.
Yes, yes.
we're gonna go all out.
Then you can go, whoa.
He's so ornery. Oh. I hope that's how I want to be ornery. Ornery's the best, right? Makes it more fun. I feel like I'm already on anyway, so it'll probably just get worse. For all involved, right?
My legs are tired.
We pushed, she was here, she stayed the whole day, the whole morning, and this morning we used balls. And I made them, put them in between their thighs and do stabilized and things, and we did lunges, and she's been working hard.
And there wasn't any coffee.
And there wasn't any coffee. I know.
Maybe next week they'll start some of that.
I know. Hopefully, yeah, because as everything lifts. All right, let's come center with our feet. Let's warm up our toes here. And if you want, you can add some arms with those feet, lifting the heels off a little bit. Nice big inhale, sitting nice and tall, long spines here. We have 4 friends at home joining us online.
Oh, good.
I know. Got my regulars. We got Carol and Mary, and Loretta said hi to you, Meredith. Loretta Scott. She was on here and she said make sure she said hi to you.
Who?
Loretta.
Loretta.
She's on here. She said tell Meredith I say hello.
Tell her, ask her where the coffee is.
Where's the coffee, he says. Nice job. Let's do 2 more here.
I think I don't need coffee.
I do. I only got 1 little cup this morning with my kids. I try to have 2 because I know if I don't have that second cup in the afternoon, I'm like,
Down here was just something to do. I don't need it.
yes. Take that arm across and give yourself a little hug. Maybe round the spine. Roll out any of those kinks that you're feeling this morning.
Stretch.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Nice work. Coming back center, we're going to just switch the arms. So left will go over right. Nice little squeeze. Rolling side to side. Nice job. Beautiful. 2, there you go. You can do some little trunk circles here. That's nice. Beautiful. Let's come back to center slowly. We're going to pat ourselves on the back and just lift your arm, getting that stretch. If you want to do this, you can, but sometimes this is deep enough. We don't want to strain our neck, so if coming here strains your neck. Nice job. Slowly release. Maybe do some little airplane arms with it. Shake it out. Switching directions whenever you feel. Whatever feels good. It's nice to just kind of listen to your own body too. It is, right? Not always doing what I'm telling you to do. Sometimes you just want to shake it out. We're going to come over opposite side and doing that stretch on the other side. Beautiful. Good breath. And slowly release. Maybe shake out that other arm. Beautiful. Let's sit up nice and tall. And let's start to come into some gentle rolls with the neck, but taking it slow. We don't want to hear any popping or crackling. We're not surreal this morning, right? We want to just keep it nice and slow. Snap, what is that surreal? I'm trying to think of. Snap. Yeah, snap, popple. What's the thing though? Pop, snapple. Snap, pop. I always get the wording.
You don't eat Rice Krispies.
Nope, I don't. Rice Krispie treats, does that count?
The marshmallows get in the way.
I know. When you're ready, switch directions with those circles. My guilty pleasure is actually sugar cereal, which is not good. At night though, like when I want a nighttime snack and my husband hates it. He's like, cereal in bed. I'm like, I don't know why, that's what I crave. I don't eat cereal for breakfast. I never eat cereal for breakfast, but my Cocoa Puffs or something, that's what I'm eating. Terrible.
Cocoa Puffs are not cereal?
Oh, they are. No, I don't eat it for breakfast. I usually just eat it. It's like my late night snack, which is so bad for you, but it tastes so good. All right, we're gonna sit nice and tall. We're gonna take our hands here, or hands on our thighs, palms down, and we're gonna do some cat-cow. So reaching the heart forward, and then exhale, push those hands forward, round the spine. We're gonna do some core work today. So we wanna stretch out that core. Beautiful, nice job. Nice, keep going. One more with your breath here. And when you've finished, come to seated, and we're gonna go one more time into those marches. Nice job. Beautiful. Five, four, three, two, and one. Nice work. Your time, grab your weights. Whoa. Nice work. Oh, you want to turn the fan off? Well, we can turn it off. We turned it on earlier because we got hot in here. It's okay. No, we go back and forth. How many times do I do this, huh, Carol?
I thought you were going to the restroom.
With your chair. No. Karen will tell you, we go over there and we turn it off, we turn it on, we turn it off. It's okay. Because I get hot and cold too. This is why this is on. I got cold, and then we get sweaty, and then we turn them on, and then we get cold right after we cool down. So let's take these weights. We're going to take them in front, hold for a moment, and then pull them back in. We're holding because we're working our mid back and our core here to really extend these weights. So hold that core in when you're pulling those weights. So inhale and then exhale. Nice job. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 4 more. Beautiful. 1 more. And release. All right. Adding on, we're going to take our weights like this, and we're going to take them out and in. Sitting nice and tall, long spine, feet are flat on the floor. Beautiful. Out and in. Nice. 5, 4. I'm gonna cough. Sorry.
Do we have to do that too?
If you'd like. Last one. Oh, shake it out. Hands included. Sometimes our hands get sore. Okay. Sometimes it sneaks up on us. We don't know until we... Too funny. All right. We're going to take our arms here on our thighs here. So we're going to start with a bicep, and then we're going to move on. So we're going to come here, then we're going to flip our palms, chest pressed. Bring it back, rotate, down. So we're working our mind here, huh? Yeah, we got to think about it. We got to think about it. Bicep, turn it, chest press, pull it in, rotate, and down. Nice job. That's, I know, see, and sometimes we get going and we still mess ourselves up. That's all right. Doesn't have to be perfect. But it's nice to make our mind work a little harder for us, right? We're like, what are we doing? I know, it's so good though. Reach, rotate, down, up, and down. So bicep it up, turn, push, down. Let's do that one more. I know this. Sneaky little layering on, our shoulders start to talk to us. Roll out the shoulders. That's a good one, huh? Mind, body, and all the things.
Too much.
Too much. I'm challenging you this morning, right? All right, we're going to take our weights to the side, and as we come into a lateral, we're going to lift our legs. So alternate, lift those legs. Nice job. Beautiful. Nice, we're all in sync. You hear that? Down. See? It's like music.
We are good.
We are good. We're going to start our own band. 4, 3, 2. Now, see, now I'm sweating. It's hot. Down. It's the arm, like, whoo. Nice work. Okay, grab a drink. Well, you guys didn't bring your water. So, Daisy's the only one to bring her water.
Joke time.
Oh, gosh.
The funniest thing I've heard come out of this COVID thing is,
Take off your mask so we can hear you. Take that off so we can hear you.
now I forgot what the joke.
Some funniest thing you heard during COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't remember it.
I'm sorry. Maybe they'll think of it.
You said the funniest thing you'd heard during COVID. I was hoping that would I was like,
Go ahead with the exercise.
okay. So, she just messed you all up.
I mean, this is kind of what COVID was like. You did good. Or if you said, forget it. I don't remember what I was going to do.
We're not going to do it.
He's going to tell us a joke, but we're going to work out.
We have another exercise.
We have another exercise. Okay. All right, we're going to go back to our biceps, but take them wide behind your chair here and lift them up. So we did closer biceps. This time we're doing a little wider. Nice job. Just really roll them up. Beautiful. 5, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take our weights and just punch them up. Punch them up. Nice job. If you need to go a little forward of your face, if coming all the way up hurts your shoulder, you can always punch forward. Nice job.
Okay.
You got it? We'll do 5 more. 3, just kidding. 2, we don't want them to forget it. And 1. Okay, your turn.
The funniest thing in there, let's see.
Okay, next time he thinks of it, we're just going to stop and we're just going to let him. You're still making. We're getting some laughter, so.
Better be good.
What was good, the first one wasn't.
Meredith always tricks us, so I think this actually is the joke.
Oh, maybe.
Getting older or something.
No, I think you're tricking us.
All right, we're going to place 1 weight down. So you're just going to have the 1. Okay? And if you choose, this is just a choice here. You don't even have to use the weight if the weight becomes too much. So you're going to hold that weight and you're going to scoot yourself back from your chair just a little bit. So we're going to do some core, okay? So you're going to lift that leg up. If you want to lift it more like a bent knee too, this is a choice. okay? Lifting into that weight. Nice job. Now we're gonna use our brain curls here. We're start to go up and down, but take it slow. So as you inhale, lift the weights. Exhale, come back. Inhale. Nice job. Working that core, do we feel it? Feel that core? Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
The guy said, I noticed he said, I have washed my hands so many times. He said, I have washed my hands so
I'm going to
many
come closer so they can hear you. Yep. So they can hear you. They want to hear online your joke.
Well, see, they're supposed to say, how many times have you washed your hands? See?
Oh, that's what this was. Oh, we are not very good, are we?
I've washed my hands so many times.
How many times?
How many times have you washed your hands? I have washed my hands so many times. I have uncovered the answers to an 8th grade history exam.
Buried that deep.
Buried that deep. Oh my goodness.
Was it worth waiting?
It was.
What were they?
I think the forgetting was worth it.
That's right, Daisy.
Give you one more that I think is kind of cute.
Okay.
This guy says, I have just spent the last 15 minutes with my toddler telling me that she just can't imagination for a while because she loaned it to another kid for some cookies. I thought that's kind of cute.
Oh my goodness. Funny, 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 funny. All right. We used our core, right, when we laughed? All right. So our next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some of our obliques here. So you're just going to turn up and turn. So lifting the weight up and over. Nice job. Inhaling as that weight comes up and over. Nice job. Sitting nice and tall. Beautiful. Feel that? We got our shoulders working and our abs. Nice job. 5, 4. Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much. Sorry, Carol had to leave, so she was telling me have a great vacation. 2 and 1. Shake it out. I know we worked the shoulders on that one too. So this is what our next little core thing. We're going to sit nice and tall. We're just going to use one weight. So we're going to sink down and bring it back up. Sink down. Don't hit yourself in the head with this thing. Be gentle. And you can do what Meredith is doing if you want. We're going to do the other side, so he's going to have to double time it.
You don't get any extra grade for it.
You get extra strength for it.
Yeah.
Nice job. Really using those abs to pull your body up and over. Let's do 4 and 3. Nice work. One more here. And release. Daisy gave me an idea. I could make you go bicep curl. Bicep curl. I was just having you slide it up, but that's a good one. We have to use that one. A little bicep as you come up, because you're still using that core to reach. So now we're getting double the work in for our body. Nice job. Breathing into it. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. All right. I'm gonna set those weights down just for a moment here. Good work. All right, we're gonna do what I call Mario Brothers. It's because I have kids and we do video games. So opposite arm, opposite leg. So right and left, up, up. See how it looks like a little game? So right arm, left leg, or I can't even do it. I can do it, I can't say it while I'm doing it.
And it's even harder if you do both arms and both legs at the same time.
This is good for the core too. So you want to keep that spine long as you're lifting, punching. That's why it reminds me of Mario Brothers when he hits the little block. Boom. That's what it makes me think of. If you've ever seen the little Mario game, he kind of hits the block. That's all I see. My boys are all into video games and I don't like them. I don't understand it. I didn't even play video games when it was like a thing when I was younger because I was always outside. I don't want to do video games. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
That's climbing the mountain.
That is climbing the mountain. That's a good one. That's working the whole body, isn't it? And our back kind of works too to keep us from, yes, working up a sweat. Good. It's the first time he said that. We're working them hard today. It is humid, like.
This is warm.
We have Alexa at home, the little Ask Alexa, and I asked her what the humidity was today because I couldn't decide. It looked so cloudy if I should dress my boy in shorts or pants, and she said 90%, and I was like, shorts it is. I'm like, yes, yeah. Ugh, I don't like the humidity. I can take heat. I actually love summer. I don't like humidity. And then I'm in Kansas, so you know. All right, last little bit of core work here. So we're gonna scoot ourselves up a little bit. We're gonna take your arms here or here. I dream a genie, whatever you choose. We're gonna inhale back, exhale, pull yourself up. So make sure you're inhaling when you come down. Exhale, you have to really reach, right? Beautiful. And you can definitely do whatever arm variation or play around. See which one feels better to you. Or maybe alternate. Nice job. Beautiful. We're feeling it, right? No talking, no laughing. That means we're feeling this. You're concentrating. 5, 4, 2, last one. Oh, nice job. Whew. Shake it out, wiggle it out. One more core thing, I know. We work core a lot, so it's so important for our stability as we get older, right? So we're gonna take our arms, or you can take, we've done this before, right here. Alternate, lift that knee up and up and up. Nice job. There you go, yep, you got it. Alternating knee to elbow.
I did it once and it wore me out.
And you don't have to touch them. That's not the goal. Just using that core to lift and turn here. Breathing. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're getting aerobic and strengthened today, aren't we? All right, last little thing here. We're gonna pick up our weights and we're just gonna work. This is gonna be slow. I'm not gonna do any cardio stuff. So we're gonna hang our hands over and we're just gonna roll them up. Let's strengthen our forearms and our wrists here. So just rolling them up slowly. Nice job.
Don't drop them.
Oh gosh, do not drop them on your toes. My goodness, that would be bad.
Toes.
We needed you to tell me that.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Call me clumsy for nothing.
A couple more here, and then we're gonna turn our wrists the opposite direction. So So what I mean is we're gonna go here. So you're gonna rotate them around. Nice job. Just again, strengthening the wrists. Beautiful.
Here's where you don't let go of it.
Mm-hmm. Nice work. One more thing here. We're going to strengthen our wrists. So I'm going to rotate my wrist down and then lift them. So think about when you pick up a heavy pan off the stove. That's kind of what we're doing here, is working those wrists. Mm-hmm. Nice job. Breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can let those weights go. You have graduated to your cool down. Nice job. Let's take our wrist forward, and if you did online with me, I always said our virtual high fives. That's what we're doing. And we're going to just pull those fingers back gently, stretching out the wrist this morning. Don't have to take it super deep, and you'll feel that stretch for sure. Nice work. And then exhale, take those fingers the opposite direction. So you have socks that are fish too? Do they? Do they match? No, I thought they had fish on them. They look like they do. And release, maybe roll that wrist around in one direction. He said he was going fishing.
He is.
Yeah. Where does he like to go fishing?
He doesn't go anymore.
Oh.
Got too many.
Oh. And release the other direction.
You have pictures to prove it too, don't you?
Nice work. All right, we're going to take that other hand. So virtual high fives. Taking our wrist back, stretching out that side. Nice job. And release, other direction. Feels nice, right? Sometimes these easy stretches feel real nice. And release, we're gonna come into those rolls. It's gonna be weird not teaching for this long, because I teach other places too. So it's just, I took a band.
Be on vacation.
I know. I took a band because I say I'm going to work out. We'll see if it actually happens. I want to, because if I don't work out and then I'm gone that long, when I come back, oh, I'm going to be real sore. I leave Friday morning. We're going to Galveston, but we're making a pit stop in Dallas for a wedding over the weekend. So we'll spend 2 nights there. And then we're driving, and we have an Airbnb on the beach, 100 yards. The house is called Shell Yeah. It's kind of funny, so. Yeah. Yes, but they are gonna have this set up in here for you guys. So if you want to come next Monday and Wednesday, Leaf and Jamie are gonna set this up, and at least you could watch together one of the other videos and still do a workout, so you don't miss a whole week. That's what's really important.
Okay.
Yes. All right, we continue. Let's do some breath work. Let's put our hands, let's close our eyes down. Let's think about not anything else but being right here for you. So take some nice big inhales through the nose. Exhale, release it. Go ahead, don't be afraid to hear that breath, your neighbor's breath. Giving yourself some love for showing up, for creating that strength for yourself. Super important. But also just as important is the mental health. So this is a part of it. Keeping that mind nice and strong. Letting go of any stressors or anxiety with every exhale, and inhaling all the good. Good work. Couple more here. Slowly open those eyes. That feels nice. Practice that at home. And what I meant to say, and then I heard the truck and I got distracted, is when you're exhaling too, think about really letting the shoulders come down out of the ears and relax, because sometimes we think we're relaxing in our breath, but we're still doing this. So I always focus on everything gets heavy, your eyelids, your forehead. Sometimes we even do this when we think we're relaxing. So letting the jaw and everything come, really good for you. So practice that at home. It's a good one. Well, thank you. I have really enjoyed my time. I'm not leaving, I'm not gone, but I want you to know that this has been really awesome. I hope it's been good for you as well. And we'll continue to just grow with each other in this journey. It'll be so fun.
Have fun.
Have fun. I'm so ready to have some fun. I hope so. I think my husband's more nervous. I've already done this. 3 years ago, I took the kids all by myself and we drove to Galveston by myself. And he got a dad vacation. So he's nervous about the car ride. He thinks it's going to be terrible. And I said, actually, because they're excited to be going somewhere, they're better behaved in the car ride than they are at home. And they didn't fight on the trip or even at the trip. I said, I think they were just so excited to be somewhere. I said, I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think. And that highway from Houston to Galveston is one of the dangerous highways in the United States. And I tell my kids often, you better not in this car. You better be good, no fighting. And they saw how they drive there, so they were just like, we're not saying a word. So, yes, it is helpful because I said, it's crazy there. They drive like maniacs.
You've got a captive audience too with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
And our oldest can drive now, not in Texas. I'm not letting him drive in Texas. But he wants to help. And I said, well, you can drive in Oklahoma and Western, like when we get, Wichita, and you could drive on the highway there. That's fine. And I don't think he would want to anyway. But I was like, that'll be nice too. It'll make the drive better when you have more people helping anyway. But they're just excited to go to the beach. Because we had some friends say, have you ever been to Galveston? It's kind of dirty water. And I was like, we're Kansas kids. My kids don't care about dirty beach water. They like an ocean. We are not fancy people. We are happy to have the ocean. If you get to go somewhere fancy, that's so wonderful for you, but we don't. In fact, we get to go to Mexico for Christmas, not because of me. It's not me. We could never afford 5 family. My mother-in-law, that's what she got the kids for Christmas. So my kids are so excited. And I said, you better give your grandmother the most loving ever. Because when I was a kid, I didn't go to Mexico until I got married. And that was my honeymoon. So I never got to go out of the country until I got married. So they are spoiled and they don't even know it. Yes. And mine don't. Like, this will be their first time going somewhere big. And it's funny because all of their friends, they do. They're like, my friends go to Mexico every year. I'm like, well, that's great for your friends. We don't know what kind of debt their family has or what their parents do. We don't know. We just have to be thankful for what we get.
My kids always slept in the car, and we'd be driving out to Utah and seeing those beautiful lights.
And they'd be asleep.
Wake up. No, they'd be sleeping.
We're going to take, we have games, and I'm going to go get some, that's where I'm going right now. We're going to go get a bunch of snacks to keep them entertained in the car. And thank you. We are ready. Hopefully it just doesn't, we're hoping the rain stays at bay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A little rain is okay. I know. It rained the last time we went, but it was just one day. They had like a thunderstorm that came through, but.
Is there not very many people there this time of the year?
In Galveston?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be real. I mean, we went, the last time we went later in the summer.
Okay.
And I'm okay. We don't stay on the main part. We drive, I don't know what that height, when you get into Galveston, we drive all the way down more. And so we actually stay on Jamaica Beach. Because the Galveston Beach is just...
More toward Padre?
Yeah. Because the Galveston Beach, when you drive in, I mean, you see people lined up, and that gives me anxiety. And so I like when we went the last time, our beach was like almost, It was a public beach, but it felt very private. Like we'd see a couple families a day and that was it. And it was, you know, way down the way. So we're excited that we'll have that privacy and So, well, thank you for coming. I love having new faces come.
I'm so thrilled that you put us through the
Oh, good.
I need that.
Good.
I do Tai Chi.
Okay.
So
There's
the
Joe.
resting,
Yes.
the shoulders and stuff, that's something every time we do anything, she says, now make sure your shoulders
Yes.
are relaxed.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm not yoga certified, but I practice.
Have a wonderful
Thank you.
All reservoir.
Yes. I practice a lot. I mean, I do it. Au revoir. Is that what he was saying? Au revoir?
Enjoy yourself. The only time I've been in Galveston, there was a major hurricane coming.
Oh, gosh.
The hotel we were supposed to stay at was out over the ocean.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
they moved us back in Texas, further back from the coast.
Yes.
They were boarding up things.
Oh, my goodness.
Fence posts, or not fence posts,